in the car. That brother. Big ups so many ways. But this is about Kevin Samuels. And I just, I went to the grocery store, and I listen to him all the time, and talking about these women and their availability. And their reality does not mesh with their desires. And Kevin Samuels is not the first one who's been talking about this. Um, the reluctant Nabi has been talking about this for the longest time. And when he talked about it, the sisters came out and shut down his channel. Went after him real big because he was talking about black women, and you have other brothers who've been talking about the influence of black women, like especially when they were in the Black Panthers and stuff like that, and how they think that the black women destroyed the Black Panthers and so on and so forth. I mean, so there've been people talking about this all the way back since Eve. Nonetheless, Kevin Samuels is the right person to talk about this. So you know how you have everybody trying to sell something, right? But then you get that one person who just it's their thing, like they just know it from top to bottom, how to sell it, how to get it off the shelf and get it into people's hands. They just know it. And it's not because they are, as far as a person, a better person than the rest of them. It's because it's their thing. Like they studied it. They became the product. You know what I mean? Kevin Samuels is the product. What I'm saying is that what what I'm saying is he is an image consultant by trade. So that's what he does. He looks at your image and then he goes and then he puts the numbers and says this is where you're at according to social norms, which I think is brilliant. Uh, and he's saying it a lot. He's saying it, and it's actually watered down because if you listen to some of these brothers, they're just going off. But it's diluted so the women can digest it and then put it in to some type of practice. Like, okay, this is where you're at. Brother, six figure, and over. You're not qualified for this type of guy simply because this, that, and the third. And a lot of women are taking offense to it. But he's just telling you that the 0.11% of brothers who make 100 grand and over are not going to look at you because of the things that you've done in your past. You went out and had children by multiple baby daddies. You're not really doing anything with your life. You're overweight. You're at a certain age where men are not looking, for you, and so on and so forth. And the thing about telling, like, when I looked at the other brothers who went and said this stuff, and I looked at how the women went after them with such anger. I noticed that, I mean, some of them come at Kevin, but they're not really coming at him like to try to shut him down. Other people, they came at them and they were on fire. They were pissed off because the truth was being told to them. You've even had Tommy Sotomayor was kind of fitting in there too, but he was talking about the dads, fatherless, whatever that was, which I wish he would have made a movie, but instead he ripped the people off. It's like, Tommy, we were behind you on that. We were giving you money so we could see this movie, Fatherless Nation, or whatever you want to call it. It's like you had everything going for you. You ripped everybody off. Boom, there goes your channel. No more Tommy Sotomayor. See, we need this. We need the truth. That's all there's to it. Brothers need the truth. Sisters definitely need the truth, because we are not living in truth. We're living with this TV reality, you know, wives of whatever, pick a city, type of life. And it's just not working because we don't all look like that. I'm not the beautifulest man in the world, so I don't go out here and try to pick up a Beyonce. I'll admire her. Have I had women like that that look that good? Yeah, I've dated women that look that good, but I noticed something about those women. They didn't come to me to keep me. They came to me because they wanted something and then they dipped out. So it let me know that this is not my caliber of woman. This is not somebody that is going to stay with me. They don't want to be seen with me. That is my reality. That's my hard truth. I'm not a 10. That's my truth. I have to deal with that. I'm an average brother. I make average money. If I go out here and look for a woman, I'm going to pick an average looking woman, and that's just going to be that. A lot of these women don't want to face that. You are average. And the man you're going to pick, he's going to be average. Stop going after these guys who are way above your pay grade. I don't care. They don't care if you have a house. I never looked at and chose a woman because she had a house. Never. I never chose a woman because she made 100 grand. I never cared about that. I never, ever, ever did. I never looked at, I worked in corporate at one time. So a lot of chicks I dated was corporate. When they said they had a house, I didn't care. All I thought of was, can I hit the skins? That's all I was thinking about. That's it. Other than, can you, if I ever go to, jail, or, I need help getting to work or something, can you help me? Now that I did look at. You know what I'm saying? I looked at that. I was like, yo, I need, help with, getting on the bus, or my tire, boom, went out on me in the middle of the road. Can you come get me? That type of thing. Now, I do look at that. So a woman with no car, not as attractive. If you ain't had no way of getting around where you can get to me in the middle of the night, and if I call you, then, not as attractive. But a woman with wheels, a lot of some women I dated had kids. I didn't really care as long as they were good kids. But I tell you, at one time, this chick asked me to marry her. And I was like, all in, but her daughter hated me. And I was like, nah. And I told her facts. I said, listen, your daughter doesn't like me. And I'm not going to work my ass off to feed this little brat who doesn't like me. She ended up getting married. A couple months after that, she found another dude, married the dude, had 2 kids by him, and they were married for 10 years. Now they're divorced. Like, look, I'm also a person of the Bible. I know that you can't go out here and just be divorcing all over the place. As a matter of fact, I think you can only get, it says for unchastity reasons, but nonetheless, the way the word is being scripted, it's going to hit a lot of people in the head. I don't think that you can remarry again without, God coming against that in some kind of way. You got people who are married 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, no, if you're married to one person, you're a flesh of the flesh, regardless if you get divorced or not. The only way you can get divorced is if that person dies. And if you look at the law back in the day, so they wouldn't be committing adultery, they would kill, the mate, what I'm saying, who the person who got divorced, they would kill the male or whatever. So, without committing adultery, they would, that's the only way. So is your husband still alive? Yeah, and you're married to somebody else, you're committing adultery. And it says the man is committing adultery too. So I don't believe in getting divorced. I just don't. If I marry you, I marry you. Like, we have a hard times, okay. I lost my job. Okay, the world hasn't ended. There are other jobs out there. You know what I'm saying? You lost your job. All right, fine. We just gonna have to, hey, we're gonna have to downsize. We live in a house. We might have to move to an apartment. We might have to lose the crib. We might have to get rid of one of these cars. You know what I'm saying? Your our kid is 14, 15. The little brat needs to go out there and get a paper route. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, we all are in this together. If we don't bring in money to feed this kid, then he's not going to eat either, or she's not going to eat either. Hey, bust out a lemonade stand. Do something. But everybody works, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has to do something. You can't just be sitting around eating and then, thinking that it's all, no, it's not all good. It's not sweet. So I'm an average dude. I don't mind that. This is the reason why I like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is an above average guy. He makes 100 G's. He makes 100 T's or more. I mean, he's a very fashionable dude. I mean, the brother, he's thugging it out. He's got his thing going on. But I just love the way he tells these women the truth. And he doesn't, I mean, even he seems to be doing it in the nicest way that he can to let these ladies know what the truth is. Now, here's the thing about also telling people the truth. For one, I noticed that the majority of women that Kevin is talking to are spinsters. Now, he looks at the age bracket that these women are in. So the majority of them are in between 27 and 35. Now, when you start to become a spinster is right when you hit 30. I told this one chick, I told her, I said, listen, if you're not married by the age of 30, it's a good chance you're not going to be married. Now, and this is before I even knew about Kevin Samuels. Now I see this brother telling people pretty much the same thing. Like you're not going to be. There are not enough. There are not enough men in each city for one tide of how many women there are. I know in the city I live in, women outnumber men. This is at marriageable age, 18 and up. Women outnumber men 7-1. 7-1. And I've seen a video of women were talking about how this one young lady, she was like, yeah, I hit on this woman's dude, and I didn't know he had a woman until he told me, and she was like, I still went for it. She's like, yeah, and then she said, and then the woman found out and wanted to scrap with her, and she's like, nah, I'm not with all that fighting. She's like, but I will take your man if he's a good man. She was telling the truth. She's like, listen, it's 14-1 where I live. 14 women to every one man. Now I'm starting there on that, crunching those numbers and down to one good man. And what she did was she has a ranking in her head in what's a good man by sight. She doesn't need to know your whole resume. She can just look at you and be like, okay, you got this going on, this going on, this going on. Boom, good man, boom, I'm gonna hit on you. And that's just what's in her head, and she's not the only one. So she hit on this dude, and he was like, yeah, that's cool, but I got a woman. She was like, so what? What are we gonna do? And then old girl found out, and she was like, no, I'm not fighting you, but you know, you got a good man, keep your eye on your man because I will steal him away from you. See, that's the reality. That's the reality that we live in today. You got a lot of brothers out here who are average brothers and they're single and they're looking for women, but these women don't want them. See, when I heard that girl story, I was thinking about, I was like, okay, 14-1. Yeah, I mean, you guys are doubling down. It's easy to double down. It's easy for a man to have 5, 6 women and all of them know about each other and nobody say a damn thing because he's servicing all of you and he's good to all of you. He's good to all of your kids. And ain't none of y'all gonna say nothing because hey, at least you got somebody checking up on you, coming to see you, giving you the D, every now and then, probably giving you a couple dollars, so on and so forth. And that's just good enough in some cases. There's a city in Alabama. It's a little township. This little township, this woman was talking. She was like, if any man moves in to, and she was black. She said, and moves into this little neighborhood. She said there are going to be 8 women at his door as soon as he moves in. They're going to be banging down his door. And she said the bad thing about it is the majority of them have AIDS. I was like, sweet God, like you can't win for losing there. So Kevin Samuels is just. Let me tell y'all my profession. Well, not my profession, but what my degree is in. My degree is in health service administration. A lot of health service administration concentrates on statistics. What I'm going into eventually is epidemiology. That's my major interest. This is why I watch the numbers. You know what I'm saying? This is why I look at the numbers and some numbers that Kevin was throwing out. He was just doing it for the video. Some of them were true, but he didn't really micro it down because he just doesn't have time. But I was like, brother, if you really got into those numbers and looked at them for what they really are, they're a lot. It like the availability for a man who makes 100 grand or more is even less than what he's talking about. Like it's scary out here for these women who expectations are so high, even though they have, children, multiple children. It's just like, and here's the thing. When I look at that, I'm just like this. I'm like, a lot of you women, you had your mothers and grandmothers. Your grandmother was probably married and probably, passed a lot of those traits down to your mother. Your mother might not have passed them down to you. Your mother might not have teach you how to present yourself to a man. You can't go to a woman today who is 21 and under and say, show me how you present yourself to a man. And they do it in a way that they are automatically seen as a wife. You try that. Try that. Go to any college and try that. Any college, any woman 23 to 24 and say, present yourself to a man. What they're gonna do is they're gonna show the behind because they think that's all they're good for. They're gonna smile, they might show some tatas, they're gonna do everything that Instagram is doing. But they're not gonna present themselves as a wife. They're gonna present themselves as three holes. That's what they're going to do. Instead of presenting herself as somebody that a man can take home and present to his mother, and his mother would be proud. The value of women. These women are getting upset because Kevin Samuels is telling them the value according to a man that makes a certain amount. Looking at them, but I'm telling you, according to a man, period. According to a man, not a boy, not somebody who just wants to get off. I'm talking about, according to a man, the value of a woman starts at childhood. That teaching starts at childhood. How to present yourself before a man starts at childhood. It's not something that you go out and you go to college and you learn, because you're going to be too stubborn. Once you hit 20, 21, you're going to be too stubborn to be subservient. You're going to be like, not where I come from, especially these women these days. These women don't want to be subservient. That serve who? I ain't serving nobody. I serve myself. And you're going to die alone. You're going to stay single. See, when you let people know their reality, and then it hits, and then 30 creeps up on them. Like I told this guy who's 30 years old. I told this brother, I said, listen, you should go and get your degree. And he was just like, why? I'm thinking about it, but I don't really want to do it. I said, listen, I'm 53. I just got my degree 3 years ago. And although I have my own little business going on, I can still use my degree whenever I feel like it. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. Get your degree and still, do your own business. So whatever, but once you get it, they can't take it away from you. You know what I'm saying? You need to have that weapon in your back pocket. It's always good to have a knife in the dark. It's just always is. They can't take my degree from me, and I can use it whenever I want to. My business slows down, I can incorporate my degree. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. These women who are going out and getting these degrees, getting these BAs, MBAs, doctorates, degrees, and I see a lot of them posting it on Facebook, and I see a lot of them are still single. You know what I mean? It's just like, bear with me. Bear with me. The average guy is going to look at you, and what do you think he's going to think? This is the average guy who either has a degree or doesn't. When he sees that you got you're a college graduate, you got an MBA, or you got your doctor's degree, do you think that he's going to go, you know what? I want her. Or, especially probably now you got a couple kids, or do you think he's going to be like, I'd rather take, hey, good morning, Tom. Hey, what's going on? I agree with, yeah, I agree with Kevin Samuels too. Or do you think he's going to look at so-and-so 21, 22, she's just a Walmart girl holding down a regular JOB, easy to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Great conversation, working at Wendy's or whatever, just to chill. I mean, who do you think is more attractive to the man? See, because in any man that's holding it down in some kind of way, any man that's holding it down in some kind of way wants to be needed. It's not even a want, it's a need. Men need to be needed. An example, I was dating this one young lady, right? Actually, she was older than me because I liked older women since I was younger. She's older than me, right? She heard a noise outside. She reaches in to, her little desk and pulls out the tray 8. And I looked at her and I was like, you didn't even give me a chance to go downstairs and see what's going on. You immediately pulled out the weapon like it's going down. Turns out it was a raccoon. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm a whole 6'2", 260-pound man. I'm not weak. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and have to punch somebody in the face instead of you about to commit a whole crime just because you have the weapon. Like, that's not sexy to me. Like, I mean, if you don't need me here, then I'm not going to be here. But men need to be needed. We are the shield that guards you. That's our job. A lot of you ladies act like you don't need a shield. And when you don't, and we leave you bare, when the war comes to you, a lot of you buckle. When it comes to your doorstep, when you get robbed, when a male comes up and punches you in the face, some of these people out here, these dudes nowadays, black, white, whatever, they'll hit a woman in a heartbeat. They'll hit a woman, let them try that with somebody 6'2", 260 standing there and see if they swing on you. There's a good chance they won't. There's a good chance they won't because they know they're going to get swung on. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a shield. In the way you tear the man down is unreal. How you look at a man and just automatically start stripping him of his manhood and without even saying a word to him. It's like a practice. See, things are flipped nowadays. Things are flipped 100% nowadays. It's the more ass you show, the more value you think you are. But the more ass you show, the less valuable you are to a real man. You're valuable to a boy. That boy can be 30. Who cares? But to a real man, your value just sank into the Marianas Trench. I can't take you. I can't keep you. I can take you home, but I can't keep you. Because I know you're turning your ass up to the next guy. I know you are. You're doing it before you come here and once you leave. I know women who do this. You'll never get see the practice of needing a man. And listen, it's not a. It's just so many places you can start. You can start with the music. You can start with all the single ladies bullcrap. You can start by all this, twerking it up and body yada yada. You can start right there. All of that nonsense, you can cut that out. Don't even listen to it. I don't care. Don't let your kids listen. If you got daughters, don't you let your daughters listen to that toxic music talking about putting your body out there, talking about not being married, talking about you don't need a man. Any music like that, you better not let that in your house. You better not let that spirit in your house if you want to see your daughter married with grandchildren. If you want a family nucleus coming out of your daughters, you better not let any of that get into your house, because once that spirit gets into your house, it's not going nowhere. And your daughter will be right on Instagram at 12 years old showing all of her goodies. Or even worse, out in the street. You don't believe me? You go and look at what's happening down in California right now. Go look at what's happening down on Figueroa. Just look at YouTube video. Look at soft white underbellies and look at what's happening on Figueroa. You got 10-year-olds out there, 10-year-old girls out there lost. Family don't even know where they're at. 10-year-olds out there serving grown men on a daily, pimped out. I'm telling you, All that toxic music, get that out of your house, get it out of your life. These people, listen, you idolize these goofy people. They don't care nothing about you. All they care about is your money. But your family should be number one, not this trashy music. Look, anything that comes into your house should be, like, you should be listening to music from the 80s where they were trying to play another slow dance. This time make it sweet. You can't hear music like that anymore. You can't hear good music walking down the street, watching ladies go by, watching you. You can't listen to music that covets love anymore. I love you. You can't listen. You can't get on the radio and listen to that good music no more. They're not talking about that no more. Everything is acidic and it's toxic. And it's killing the family. So I'm telling you now, if you got little girls, especially if your little girl is like 8 or 9, she can comprehend. She knows exactly. Listen. At 8 or 9 years old, these girls, they are understanding what sex is. They're not having it. They're understanding what it is, and the value of it starts to incorporate in their mind. Okay, this is what grown-ups do, and this is the result of it. They start to understand some things about it. Now, they don't get a full understanding because they're children. They're not supposed to have a full understanding. But what I'm saying is they start to comprehend it. And by 12 years old, there's some of them, they're gone. They're off to the races. Just listen to jazz music. It puts you in a trend. It does put you in a tranquil music. Jazz music is great music. Uh, but I'm just saying, I'm really liking the Samuels. I appreciate what he's doing. I know a lot of these spinsters are getting upset because of what he's telling them, but he's telling you in a very factual form. He's telling you the truth where you can go and look it up. You can look at the statistics right in front of your door. You can look at your neighborhood and statistically see exactly what he's talking about from city to state to country to, continent. He's giving you the facts on what it is. Now, do I think he's right all the time? I think he's right 90% of the time. Of course there are variants, you know what I'm saying? There are, you might find some high value man who might grab, a woman who might be a little thick in the thighs, or she might have a kid or two. Let's look at Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson and Sierra. I mean, he took on Sierra's kid like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good morning. Yeah. Are you saying good morning, Russell? Yes. But look at Sierra. But Sierra, you have a kid, you still might be able to get a high. And Russell Wilson is exactly what he's talking about. The man's a millionaire, and Sierra is ridiculously beautiful. it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, but yeah, I appreciate the brother. Now, these women who are getting angry, because the thing about it is he's telling these people that there's no hope for them to get a high valued man. But he's not telling you that there's no hope for you to have a relationship. And in some cases, he's making it seem like, well, no, I mean, it's the truth that a lot of them will not get married. Statistically, the majority of them will not see marriage. And here's the thing, some of these women were already married, and it come to find out that 24% of black women cheat on their men. I I I am confused. I didn't even know that statistic till I'd start listening to him. I'm like, wait a minute. And I know a lot of black women who cheat. Like there are some black women who are in relationships and they love to cheat. I know one woman on her birthday, for her birthday, what she used to do was go out and sleep with 3 different men. It's what she did on her birthday. She'd go out and sleep with 3 different men. Every on her birthday. Now, of course, in between that, she was doing stuff too. But she made sure she went out and got beat down by 3 different men on her birthday at 3 different places. I know some wives who would go to one man's house and then go to the next man's house and the next man's house before they would go home. And they did this like 3 times a week. Bro, I don't get it. I don't understand the sisters. I'm like, do you or do you not want to be married? See, marriage is not a cage. Marriage is not a prison. Marriage is a privilege. Marriage is an act of God. That's what marriage is. See, they look at marriage in the total opposite. Oh, I can't go out and get the D from a stranger at the bus stop. And I know women who've done this. I know women who, like one chick went to the gas station and saw a dude just because he had a nice chain on. He was knocking her off in the family van. And then she went home to her husband and 3 kids. I don't get it. It's like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So, nonetheless, Kevin is giving it to him the best way he can within YouTube limits. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't get kicked off YouTube. And I'm glad he's out there saying it. But these women are delusional. They are really delusional, but you're not hopeless. The majority of you know you will not get married. That's just it. There are just more women walking the planet than there are men. Not unless you move. There's an option for you. Now, you can go to a country like Nigeria where the same amount of women equal the same amount of men. But of course, I mean, it's overcrowded. It's one of the most overcrowded countries that there is. But nonetheless, they're black. They're just from another country. Your chances of finding a husband are a lot greater. So, not everybody just wants to up and move, but nonetheless, I'm saying you're not exactly hopeless, women, but a lot of your undesirable amenities simply come from you. That's just it. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to. Listen, I dated this one chick. And I'm just talking about the simple things that turn men completely off. I dated this one chick, right? And I went to her crib, and she would always have her bedroom just a mess. I mean, it would just be a mess. There would just be clothes everywhere. And I just got tired of looking at it. And one day I just said something to her like, why is your place a mess all the time? I'm going to come to the bedroom. I'm sleeping here. Like, why is it a mess all the time? So she finally cleaned it up. And I walked into her bathroom and looked at the tub. And I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I looked at the tub, one day she was taking a shower. I walked in there and I looked down and I was just like, what's that below your feet? I was like, is your tub brown? Is that the color of your tub? She's like, the whole tub was brown. The tub was originally white. How do you let your tub get that way and not do anything about it? How? I mean, she finally cleaned it, but why do I have to tell you to do it? Why? See, that's what I'm saying. Just something. I dated her for a while, then I stopped dating her. She wanted to run off with somebody else. She did that. I saw her, a couple months ago, and she was like, "Yeah, let's get together. Let's get married." I never answered her phone calls. I have no interest because I already know how you are. Not it just turned me completely off. So I'm just saying there are some things, ladies, that you can do if you and quit looking at it as a burden. Quit looking at it as, oh my God, why do I have to do this? It's like, stay alone. You don't need no help. Do it by yourself. That's fine. We don't need to say we don't need to save you. You don't need our help whatsoever. You don't need our muscles. You don't need our tutelage. You don't need our money. You don't need our wisdom. You don't need nothing from us. Stay by yourself. That's fine with us. Stay by yourself. But when you're hurting, I noticed on Facebook, this woman, she was like, yo, I just turned 45. Her next post was, yo, I need baby daddy, uncles, brothers, cousin, sugar daddy, somebody. I need help now because doing it by myself just ain't cutting it. And a bunch of women were just like, I agree. Like, we're tired of. She's like, this single independent stuff is not working. You knew that a long time ago. You knew that before you turned 45. You knew that when you were 25. But you were listening to these goofy people on the radio telling you that to be independent and all this other bull crap, and you was out there swinging hips and being independent, and the good men were going past you year after year after year after year, and now you're by your damn self, and you finally waking up to the fact that all the good men don't want you no more. You're not as valuable at 45 as you were at 25. It just isn't. It's not the same. You don't bring the same value. Now, some young boy will come knock you off. Yeah, that's true. If that's what you want, fine. You'll be having jackrabbit sex. He'll wear you out. Knock yourself out. Do that. But when it comes to somebody settling down with you, the chances are slim and none. Because you were a lot more valuable when you were 25 years old and looking good, in shape. You know what I'm saying? There were a lot of guys who came and presented to you. I saw in a video on World Star just the other day where this young brother, his he wanted to marry his girlfriend, so he was doing it right, old fashioned. He went to the mall. It was crowded, and he got down. He went in, where the circle was, and he got down on one knee, and people were just like, "Oh, okay," you know. Hold on a second. He got down on one knee, and when he got down on one knee, and he presented, flowers and a ring, he's like, "I want you to marry." His woman was trying to get him up, like, "No, no, 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 get up." Now this is his girlfriend. This is not some stray. She was trying to get him up. She was like, "No, no, no." He was like, "What? What? I want to marry. I want to marry you." Statistically, this just doesn't happen. I mean, the chance of this woman getting married is like 30% chance. And she young, they're young. They was like in their 20s. He was like, "I want to marry you." She ran away from him. Girlfriend and boyfriend. She took off. Like, wait, what? This brother was so heartbroken that he stayed on his one knee, and then he started crying. And the crowd had to go in and pick him up off of that one knee. I don't understand you women. I don't. You don't want to be married. You don't want to serve a man. You don't want to serve God. You don't want to serve anybody but the internet. Read your question. What should men that are single in their 50s, what's their chance of getting married? High. Shoot, you can date. I'm gonna tell you the thing about a man. Oh, okay. So if you look at statistics, you're looking at there's a lot of women out there who are just not married. They're just not. But they're looking for marriage. Now, if you're looking at somebody in their 40s and 50s, you know, the woman. I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for in that woman. If it's somebody who's stuck in their ways and will not budge, then you don't want that. If it's somebody who's loud and argumentative and rude, you don't want, unfeminine, you don't want that. But man, when I was 43, I was dating a young lady. She was 63. Oh my God. I miss her every day. She was the whip. Every day I miss her. And not too long ago, I was dating a young lady. She was 24. Shoot, a couple months ago, I got hit on by a lady who was 23. I'm 53. So do I think that I can go out here and snatch a youngin? Absolutely. I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested. My interest right now is just, I got some projects I want to get done. you know. So I'm putting my time into that. I'm learning new things. I'm having a good time. Uh, you know what I'm saying? I started a business. I'm trying to get that up and going to see what that's gonna do, and other things. But yeah, you're in your 50s. Listen, I go to the grocery store and these young ladies are everywhere and they'll talk to you. I mean, look at me. I'm a regular dude. I'm regular dude. They'll talk to me in a heartbeat. They'll chat it up with you in a heartbeat, and you can take it from there. And then one woman, I was just like, yeah, I was like, I'm old. I'm 50. I'm 53. She was like, you ain't old. Now this young 25 telling me that I ain't old. You know what I'm saying? I could hit on her if I want to. I just don't want to, because I don't have time for the noise. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Do I miss looking at something young and beautiful? Absolutely, bro. Just be yourself. But just like with the women, it all depends on your presentation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you going out looking dusty every day, there's a good chance nobody gonna, you know what I'm saying? But if you got something fresh on every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I mean, get yourself some fresh gear. You got a couple dollars. I mean, that's what I did. I got a little, you know, I got a couple new things, and and they look at that. These women will check you out in a heartbeat. Like, okay, I see you. You know what I'm saying? When I bought my truck, woman from across the lot ain't spoke to me in years. She walked her hot ass right across this lot and started speaking to me as soon as she saw this truck. Now she dates another dude, that's cool, but nonetheless, I sold her a refrigerator, so I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But she walked right across the lot, and I was like, "Is she coming over here?" And started talking to me. So there are things that you can do, bro, to present yourself. I mean, but if you want to be stuck in your ways and just flopping around the house looking, like you don't give a damn, then nobody's going to give a damn about you. That's just it, and that's all. You know what I'm saying? If you got some shoes at the crib, clean them up. You ain't got to go and spend a bunch of money, but sh- shine them joints up. You got some Timbs, clean up your Timbs. Just the effort that you put in is the value that's gonna be that you're gonna get out of it. That's what I got to say to anybody walking on the planet. You put some effort into it, you're gonna get some value out of it. You don't put no effort into it, you don't get no value. You put a little bit of effort, you get a little bit of value. That's all there's to it. You know what I'm saying? I got this truck by hauling refrigerators. I got this coat by hauling refrigerators. Everything I got on is new. Hauling refrigerators. Out here, refrigerators falling on me wrestling with these joints by myself. You know what I'm saying? Just me out here knocking them off. And everybody saw me doing it. And then, my neighbor was just like, yo, you get the Hustler of the Year award because they saw me pull up with this and I paid cash for it. I don't owe nobody. This is mine. This is mine. I don't owe nobody nothing. I paid it cash. Boom. Here. I'm out the door. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you present yourself. I just thought some Nike Air Forces ones. I also just went to the dentist. I got a okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's putting value. That's it. All the way down to your forces. You might have to crease your sweatpants or something. You know what I mean? You might have to crease your socks or something. You know, something that women ain't gonna see until they get to third base. But you pull your shoes off and they be like, "Yo, are your socks creased?" Like, bro, did you crease your socks? Like, yeah, that'll let them know what kind of man you are. Like, yo, I'm clean. I likes to stay clean. Got me? No, regardless, like, I don't need you to keep me clean. I'm clean. Like, this is what I am. You better believe that some 25-year-old is going to look at that and be like, this dude clean. So I'm just saying, you went and got your teeth did. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Get your pearly whites right. Look at Cardi B. She was a millionaire before she went and got her teeth right because people kept talking about her teeth. Her teeth was all like, yeah. She was just like, nah, I'm gonna go get my veneers done. Boom, $10,000. Boom, in her mouth. Boom, got her teeth done. You can't tell her nothing. I'm just saying the effort that you put in is the value that you get out. So yeah, I'm digging the Kevin Samuels. Like I said, I don't agree with all of what he says, but listen. Here's what I'm hoping. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that these women are telling their sons and daughters, and they're actually having their sons and daughters listen to what Kevin's saying. That's what I'm hoping. For these women who are getting all butthurt about it, I don't have no sympathy for you. I have none. I have no sympathy for you because the majority of the time you threw away a good man. But for these women who are smart and they realize that what he's saying does not come from him, he's regurgitating the facts that come from society. And a lot of it is a society that you help build. You help crush the man. You help the government crush the black man. You help the government throw the black man out of the house. Listen, there are some apartment complexes around here that no man can come to and spend the night. None. The man is not allowed in these houses and spend the night. If they do, the woman gets kicked out. And that's right down the street from here. And you know what? Those women fight each other like cats and dogs. I used to be a janitor over there. I go over there and clean up, and there'd be hair weave and island stuff all over the place because a bunch of these women, they went crazy and start fighting each other. You know why they fighting each other? Because they're frustrated. They're frustrated. So I'm really hoping that the message that the Reluctant Nabi, Kevin Samuels, and a lot of these other brothers are putting out is going to trickle down to these girls that are getting out of high school, these 15 and 16-year-olds, all the way down to any girl who can comprehend. I don't care if she's 6 years old. Start telling her, listen, this is how you present yourself in this world, to males. There's a way a 5-year-old girl presents herself to a 5-year-old boy. It isn't a sexual thing, but it's a respect that each one of them have. Just like there's a way a 5-year-old boy looks at a 5-year-old girl. He can't look at her and just think about knocking her off in the head. Like, I'm going to just go up and slap her in the head. Because you got 5-year-old boys who do that. But when you start teaching that 5-year-old boy the value of this young lady, then he's not going to do that. He's going to be very protective and very respectful of her. There's nothing that's going to harm that 5-year-old girl as long as that 5-year-old boy is alive. This is what's going to be instilled in his head. Like, oh, you what? Just like the little boy, I don't know, he was like 10 years old. He jumped in the way of the dog that was trying to get his brother and sister, and he fought that dog, and that dog was ripping his face up. That's what I'm talking about. Instinctually, he's like, nah, this is not happening on my turf. We need to stop leaving each other behind. We can't leave our little girls behind and let them fend for themselves because they'll be prostitutes at 8 years old. And it's happening right now. Listen, it's not going to get any better, people. The government right now is in disarray. Listen, a lot of you people who have lost your jobs are on what? Unemployment. Your unemployment is about to run out. If there is not an extension of unemployment by March, if the legislators don't get this done by March, then your unemployment stops. There's no extension. What do you think is going to happen when that happens? Listen, there are people who are doing things that they don't ordinarily do in order to keep the lights on. It's getting bad out here, people. And it's going to get a lot worse if the government keeps dicking around with this money. And they're doing it on purpose. There's no way. Listen, they could have had a stimulus check out. That $1,400 they're dangling in front of your face. I heard one guy say, listen, if $1,400 is going to make or break you, then you've been in trouble a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? That $1,400, they keep putting that in front of our face, and these YouTubers doing this update on the stimulus check, but they can't really tell you when it's coming out. I don't even watch them because it's not worth clicking on. It's the same nonsense that they keep talking about. One side is opposing it, the other side is for it, and we got to wait until they play this tug of war stupid game just for our lives to be right. Don't depend on them. But for you people who are on unemployment and you got that little $600 a week extra with your unemployment, that's about to come to a screeching halt. What are you going to do? See, now is the time that where these women are going to be looking like, I wish I had a helping hand. Look, listen, they're not going to be looking at high valued men. They're going to be looking at men. They'll be looking at any man who is bringing something in some kind of way because they have little mouths to feed. Oh, it's about to get real humbling, people. It's about to get real. The servant is about to become the king. It's about to get real, real ugly out here. This is why Kevin Samuels is doing so well. Because these women, the reality is hitting them in the face. Hard, like a Mack truck. I need help. I do. You get these women talking about I'm a homeowner. I'm a this. You don't own that home. The bank owns your home. And when they decided to, subprime lender your ass, you're gonna be out of that home. And they'll do it. They'll do it because Biden is messing with these banks. You just look at the news. These people who think they own their home, no, if you don't own your home outright, then you don't own it. You're borrowing that home until you pay it off. You're not a homeowner. You are not. It's not your home. It belongs to the bank because they can come and kick you off of it real quick. All they have to do is take your mortgage, which is $1,300 or $1,400 a month, and then raise it to $2,100. And they'll do it. We've seen it before. Go back to 2000 and what was that? 2011, 12. Go back. Just look at what happened when subprime lending was going on. I know people who nearly went to jail for that because of ethics. They were sending people to jail because it was unethical for them to do subprime lending. You think that's over with? No, that was a precursor to what's about to really happen. Think the homeless rate is up now? You ain't seen nothing yet. It's about to go down because all I've seen through the White House, every time I listen to the news, and I listen to the news every day, all I hear with the White House is how they keep deliberating over money that we should be getting. This shouldn't even be a question. This is America. This is America. There should not be, well, I don't think we should get the money. I think we should get the money. I don't think we should give them the money. There shouldn't be, it should be boom, bam, stimulus checks goes out every month. Boom. That's it. That's not what's going on. They're presenting to you what is going to happen when when the money starts running out on unemployment. That's what they're doing. They're letting you know the same thing. They're going to be playing the same tug of war. March the 30th is going to come up and boom, they're not going to meet that deadline. And when they don't, they're going to have the same song and dance. And you know what? There's going to be people right back down at the Capitol. Except it's not going to be a bunch of angry white people. It's just going to be people. I've been saying this for a minute. Nancy Pelosi and them, they are agents of chaos. They're going to stir up chaos, and it's their job to do that. I'm telling you, just wait. Just give it 2 months. Just see if I'm wrong. But this is all I can see coming. The White House is playing with us. Listen, even if you get your $1,400 stimulus check, when is the next time you'll see another one? And here's the thing. That stimulus check was supposed to be $2,000. They gave you $600. And before that, they gave you, what, $1,000? I mean, Within the last whole year that this has been going on, you've gotten how many dollars? I'm telling you, it's about to get bad. And all they're doing is letting you know who's really in a position of power. That's what they're doing. They're like, you can't do nothing about this. If you're waiting on that money, then you're letting them be in a position of power. Listen, you got people who are doing so many. Okay, $1,200, which brings us to what? $2,000 that we've received. $2,000. You listen, $2,000 in the stimulus check. I mean, if you think about that, within the last 8 months, you start dividing that up, that's $200 a month or something like that, right? Are you serious? I'm telling you, listen, I thought that they were just toying with us, but I know that that's not what they're doing. They're softening us up for what's really about to happen. That's what they're doing. In this game that we allowed them to play, they're going to keep playing it and playing it and playing it until it reaches a fever pitch. What happened on the 6th was a precursor and an example to what's really going to go down. Donald Trump just put it into, what he did was he escalated things and made everything jump to where, it was like Donald Trump, well, this was supposed to happen. Yeah, but you made it happen today because of you heard about the elections, which have always been rigged, so now you go and do this. No, this wasn't supposed to happen now. This is supposed to happen actually this year sometime. And I'm thinking it's going to happen pretty much around April, maybe 15th. I'm thinking that there's going to be a large amount of people that's going to be standing in front of the White House because of the nonsense that they're doing down there. I'm telling you, the need to have someone, listen, this is even in the Bible. And even the Bible talks about this stuff. The need to have someone in your life, especially you women, is not, it's almost not even a choice. It's almost coming down to the fact that you don't have a choice. All this independent garbage that you've been listening to and this music and all of this toxic behavior that you've been watching on these videos and that these women are doing, all of this stuff is set up to set you up. It's set up to set you up to fail. All of this being unfeminine and unladylike, uncooperative, unappealing to men, and not giving a damn. Go to get an OnlyFans, show all your body parts on OnlyFans, sleep whatever who you want to, be 100% completely immoral. It doesn't matter. You are a woman. You're powerful. You have a coochie. Do what you want with your coochie. And I'm telling you that everything that you've been listening to and everything that has been coming through your radio and your TV and your phone is absolutely contrary to what the Word of God says. And if you keep listening to it, you're going to find yourself out literally in the cold, freezing with you and your children. And no one is going to help you. No one, because you're not going to be alone. There are going to be several people in your same condition, and all of you are going to be fighting over the same loaf of bread. And whose fault is it going to be? Yours. Because your helpmate came and you decided to turn your ass up to somebody who wasn't worth a goddamn, and you knew it. Your helpmate was boring, but that man was holding it down. I heard this one woman, she told Kevin Samuels, I was bored, so I went and cheated on him. This man was with her for years, loved this woman, was holding it down. He was regular. He did what he was supposed to do. He got up, went to work, came home, boom, he knocked it all out. Educated, smart man, good looking, everything. But she wanted a thug. She wanted somebody to run a train on her. So she went out and got all those things. And guess what? After they got done using up her little body, now she's 31 talking about something. I want a high value man. What planet are you people on? And nobody wants you after that. Yeah, nobody wants you. And you think that you can mask it if you just don't tell nobody, but we can tell by the way you act. We can. A regular dude, look, any dude can tell the kind of people you've been around. Like I go, like this one young lady I know. I don't go around her that much because she's argumentative. She grew up that way. She grew up around drug dealers. So she yells a lot because they're so used to that violent, and she still has that violent spirit in her. And I talk to her very calm. And she yells. I know a couple women are like that. You know, they used to date drug dealers and they lived a very violent life. And I'm just like, I would never marry any of those women. Never. Because I don't want no woman yelling at me in my house for nothing. One time I said, "Why are you yelling? Like this is a conversation we're having, and you're literally yelling at me. Like, don't no man want that? Like that's not sexy. I don't want to wake up to that." I had one young lady. She was like, "Let's argue," just out of nowhere. We were just sitting there watching TV. She was like, "Let's argue." Because that violence is sexy to them. She wanted to get all work up and then screw. What's wrong with being a regular dude? What's wrong with peace? What's wrong with telling somebody you love them? What's wrong with being average? What's wrong with you people? There's nothing wrong with just being a regular person. Come home and the house is clean, the house is quiet. You come home, your man is making dinner. There's not like a man cooking now is, oh, you're gay, you cook. Like what? Oh, I cook you a whole meal and I'm gay now. Oh my God, I dress sharp. I'm gay. I listen to I like plays and musical and arts and things along that line. I'm gay because I like culture. I'm gay because I like culture. Y'all know how to chop a man up. Y'all know how to strip his. You know how to yank his balls right off from under him. Y'all do. Y'all do. Y'all do. Y'all do. But I tell you what, man. Y'all gonna need a man. Kevin Samuels is correct. He's giving it to you. He's giving it to you raw. But y'all gonna need somebody. You're gonna need some help. You're gonna need it financially. You're gonna need somebody to help. You know, watch, just to keep watch. You're gonna need some help because right now the crime rate is escalating to the point. Like just recently, I look on a Facebook post not far from here. They were like, "Yo, this is my car. It just got stolen. If you see it, let me know." Broad daylight. They robbing people broad daylight. They walking up to people with guns, robbing them broad daylight. Listen, they're stealing whole FedEx trucks, whole mail trucks now. You ain't never seen this before. I'm telling you, if your car is running, I don't care what neighborhood you are. If your car is running and you have an extra key, make sure that car is locked. Lock your car. If you got to come out and do the key thing, now I don't. Both of my cars are automatic starts, but if you got to do that and leave your car running to get it warmed up in the winter, make sure you have an extra key fob and lock your door because they are stealing cars right off in front of you. Boom, and rolling right out. Like the crime rate is so crazy right now, and it's just gonna get worse. This is why I say Pelosi and them are agents of chaos, because the longer they hold up our money, the longer and when this unemployment ends, the longer they dick around with this money, the more chaos is gonna ensue. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep, and homicides. Yo, it's everybody for Delph. It's everybody for Delph. It's bad out here. I'm just saying, ladies, I know some of y'all could fight. Heck, I know the majority of y'all can fight, but you weren't meant to fight men. Like, I know some of y'all got hands. I know some of y'all got guns. But the truth is, you weren't really meant to go out here and take on these battles. You're not, that's not what you're meant for. We're meant for that. You know, every time I sell a refrigerator, I wish I had a woman at the crib. I'm like, damn, I wish I had a shorty here. So for one, I can brag about, you know what I'm saying? I can be like, yeah, shorty, bam, 2010s and fives, what's good? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then go ahead and knock her off. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the way men are. We make money, we want to come home and, present it to our shorty like, boom. Yeah, go get yourself something nice or bring home something nice or whatever, for the kids, boom. Got the big 70-inch TV, boom. The PlayStation. What? I mean, you want to do that, but y'all don't understand the way things are is not the way things should be. The way things should be is just. And here's the thing. I read the Bible every day. And I was reading in the book of Jeremiah how the slaves, the Jews, us, the Hebrews, once they came out of captivity, and they were in Judah, in Jerusalem, and all that other stuff, how they turned their back on God. And what they did was they made a statue to this pisses God off. This pisses God, and we're still doing this today, goofy stuff like this. They made a statue of Baal and Moloch. Now, I know you heard that name because QAnon people are talking about Moloch. That's how real this is. Moloch is a real deity that people worship back in the Bible days, 3,000 years ago. They're still doing it today. But when the Hebrews did it, black people, when the Hebrews did it, they sacrificed, and they did it in a place called the Valley of Gehenna. This is in Jerusalem. It's a place where they would throw trash outside, and the trash would constantly be burning. This is why people thought that was actually hell. But no, it was just a big old trash heap that they would always be burning the trash. But they also had a golden statue out there, and the statue would have his hands out. And what they did is they sacrificed their newborn children, girls and boys, to Moloch. And what they would do is they would heat up the statue, do some weird dance or say whatever on it, and then put the baby on top of the statue. And of course, it's like bronze and gold, so it's hotter than real hot. And the baby would just be sitting there searing, crying. It's just crying until it dies, and they burned the baby to death. This stuff really did happen. See, this is why God let Nebuchadnezzar come in and just be like, I'm gonna turn you over to Nebuchadnezzar. He's gonna come and burn down everything. He's gonna burn the city down. And he said, I'm gonna do it because you wouldn't listen to me. You made a idol in my place, and it angered me. And you knew not to do this. You knew not to do it, but you did anyway. See, a lot of things that we're going through today is because we are not using our God discernment. We know not to do stuff. We just listen. You don't have to be a super holy person to know not to go and do the some of these dumb challenges. Some of these challenges that just, and I know the female body has always been coveted, and some of y'all got, ass and titties for days and you want to show it off. But you can, listen, there are ways of showing off your body that God just doesn't mind. There are outfits that are made for your body that are actually godly. They are. And us being men, we can fully understand what's up under that burqa or whatever the hell you got on. We 100% get it because some of you are so built, you're so statuesque that we can't help but to know. We can't help but to know what's under there. We just and then guessing what's under there is part of the allure. We just like, good grief. I know she's stacking. Oh yeah, I'm about to wife her up. You know what I'm saying? Because she ain't got it all out here. She looking right. She acting right. You know, she talking right. Presenting herself right. Oh, I'm wifing this. Because we know that once we wife you, even when we're not with you, because you can't be with your wife every day. When we're not with you, you're not going to be acting like a complete whore out here. That's part of the allure of wifing someone. That's part of the presentation. When you present yourself to a man, you're not presenting yourself to a man so he can have sex with you. You're presenting yourself to a man to let him be secure with you. Oh, y'all don't get that. I can't go on to OnlyFans and be secure with anything that I see. I'm not on OnlyFans. I can't look on World Star and be secure with these girls jumping around doing the whatever challenge it is now with the red, white, whatever, and you get naked and the silhouette challenge. You think I'd be secure having one of those females in my life? Doing the bust it challenge and all that goofy stuff? Nah, hell no. Because you got your ass bouncing all over the internet and millions of people are looking at it. Millions. Now, I did like the Don't Rush challenge where the women would get all dressed up. I was like, okay, don't rush. Don't I was all right. You looking nice, you dressing up nice. And truthfully, I liked the way a lot of them were just looking regular. I was like, yo, I like you just like that, shouty. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand when it comes to presenting yourself, you're presenting yourself for the future. It's not just because we can look at you and be like, okay, boom, you got this going on, that going on. But what about the future though? Am I gonna have a hard time with you? Do I gotta wake up with you staring at me because I forgot to wash the dishes? Like what? This is why it's so important to talk to a person a certain way. And we ain't saying you can't get loud because there's sometimes we want you to get loud. If our kids is acting up in the grocery store and I ain't there, get loud. Like get in the mix. Like we don't want you to be like Becky. Becky even talking about now, Timmy. Now, nah, that's not how we know. Get loud. Get in a mix. Let them know you'll knock them out. You know what I'm saying? I'll knock you straight out right here in the store. Like, say it again. Do it again. All right, get it together. Stop eating the grapes. I gotta pay for that. Like, get your kids right. Like, we need that. But when you come home, you should not be getting loud, especially in front of the kids. We shouldn't be fighting each other. If I got an issue, shoot, I can go and shovel some snow and blow it off. But I don't need to come in the house and you got your fist balled up trying to get it in with me. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, get out of here. I'm not fighting you. Like, I don't have time for that. I'm just saying, ladies, present yourself to a man. And some of you ladies who already got kids, you know, you're divorced or whatever, I don't know. I can't tell you about the divorce, you know, because I believe once you're married, you're married. But those of you who haven't been divorced, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, you have some relationships that failed, you can still present yourself to a man. And you can still learn how to be wife-like. And I'm telling you to cut all this single-mindedness out. If you're 40 years old and you're looking for a hubby, get into the books and start looking at how to train, how to be a wife. And don't hand me this, I'll spread my legs and I'll cook for him and all. No, because some of you will fight just to do that. Some of you will just fight against that. Just the regular stuff. Some of you will fight. You're fighting in your own mind, thinking, why Why the hell do I have to do this? You're fighting your own self until that the need for that man really shows itself. Then you just like, oh, okay, I need to get it up. I need to get up 5 in the morning and make sure this man is eating because I'm not trying to fight with so and so. I'm not trying that. It's just me and there's 5 of them. I'm gonna need some help. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need some help. I need Joe over here. I need Joe right. I need him strong. I need him healthy. I need Joe right. I used to work for the House of Representatives, and I worked as a legislative aide, which means I got all the calls that my legislator would get. There's a woman that called me, and she was just like, she was in my district. Anybody who calls you are from your district. She said, she said, my husband works for the post office, and we missed our enrollment date because we never got the letter. Now, those of you who don't know what that means, I'm just gonna say it anyway. The enrollment date is a letter that they sent out for your insurance. So when they send this letter out, it usually comes out 3 times a year, I believe. So when they send this letter out, if you don't get this letter, then they assume that you do not want their coverage, which means you're going to pay for all of the medicine until you choose another insurance company. So what happened was the post office never sent these people the letter. So being that they never got the letter, they never got the enrollment date, and then boom, their insurance stopped coming. So she started crying. She started crying. She was like, we can't afford to pay for all of his medicine out of pocket. Because I got other things to pay for, and they're used to insurance paying for it, and then of course they would make the copay. So they were just like, we can't afford to pay for all this stuff. In other words, if I can't keep him going, then this whole thing is gonna fall down. You see how that worked? If he can't go out and make this money, then everything here is gonna fall down. All of what we have depends on his legs, and I need to keep him healthy. And that was it, and that's all. And I was like, got you. I said, give me the number to the postmaster. She gave me the number to the postmaster. I called him by his first name. And I said, this is Anthony Powell from the House of Representatives. And I said, we have a problem. And he sent out enrollment letters, not only to the people who worked at the post office, he sent them out to everyone. And everyone got their insurance together because I was going to have him removed. Period. Dot. So there is an importance to keeping your man healthy and keeping him right. And all you women who are going out and like, I work on my own. That's not the point. It's not the point. A lot of you are doing stuff that you weren't meant to do. You are. And you're doing it because you've been fooled. You've been tricked. You've been bamboozled. Plymouth Rock landed on you. And a lot of it you knew not to buy into, but you wanted to go along with it because your girlfriends went along with it. Everybody else was doing it, so you did it. And now you're in a situation where you wish you hadn't, but you can't roll back time. I'm going to read this comment. I love it when men walk up to me and tell me, I like the way you carry. Yeah, I like the way you carry yourself. It makes me appreciate my parents more for teaching me the value of my worth as a lady. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, mom and dad. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And for you women who are listening to Kevin Samuels, you need to stop being bitter and look at your kids or your younger women and men and boys and girls in your family and start teaching him or teaching them exactly what he's alluding to, what he's saying. Because you don't want this cycle to continue. You want to see your little nieces and your little nephews married. You don't want to see them just out here just single and miserable. Not everybody's single. Like I'm not miserable. You know what I'm saying? I've dated a lot. I'm not miserable. But you have a lot of people who are miserable. A lot of these women are miserable, and you don't want to see your family miserable because you can't roll back the hands of time. And let me tell you something. These young ladies at 18, I say it all the time. These young ladies at okay, I watched a video where this this woman, she had to be in her maybe 28, 29. She came and beat up this 16-year-old girl. And she beat her up because that 16-year-old girl kept texting her man, her husband actually. And that 16-year-old girl was on her man. And I don't mean like to take me to softball or something like that. She was trying to take her man from her. And that wife realized who it was. And she was like, stop texting my man. Like the husband was openly being like, yo, I don't know what to do here. Here you go. Here the text. Here's the phone. I don't want nothing to do with this. Like, yo, take the phone. This is what's going on. And she was like, who is this? She's like, so-and-so from the grocery store or whatever. How she get her number. I used to work there. Or I don't know what the scenario was. But the wife wasn't mad at the man because she knew he didn't try to pick that 16-year-old. He didn't try to pick her up. He openly told the wife, this is what's going on and you need to handle it. So she went and she warned that girl several times, and to make it so bad when the girl, because she was around other people, when the girl saw the woman coming towards her, she didn't even bother to run. She just folded. She didn't fight it back. She didn't have anything to say except yes, ma'am. And I learned a lot just from watching it. That woman struck her like 3 or 4 times. Stop texting my man. And the little girl was in a fetal position. She was like, yes, ma'am. She's like, I told you to stop it. But that just showed me a couple things. A 16-year-old girl, you would think that she has other things on her mind other than tracking down some 30-year-old man. But there is a point where females that age, their prime directive changes. And when they get to that point, that's all that they want. That's all that they want. That's it. And they're seeing at a young age, like, I need to get a hold of somebody like this. Like, that's it. He's holding it down. He's got money. So what? You have a wife. And that's pretty much what the girl was doing. She was like, so what? She took the butt whooping and was like, so what? I shot my shot. And I'm going to shoot it again. So I'm just saying, like, it's a real tug of war out here for you women. And if you're throwing away good men, then I don't feel sorry for you. Not at all. I don't. For those of you who are throwing away the goofy dude, throwing away the blue-collared man, because he doesn't wear a suit and tie to work, I make more money now as a blue-collar than I ever did working for these goofies at the state. They can't match my stride. I make more money hustling and doing my little flips and stuff like that with appliances and fixing them and doing that little stuff than I ever did working for these people at the state house and whatever. And it's mine. I get up when I want to. I go to bed when I want to. I do what I want to. I'm in control. They can't fire me. I'm saying you throwing away people like that. You throwing away people with ambition because they don't make a whole bunch of money now, but nonetheless their ambition and their smarts, they're calculating of what the future is going to be, and they're laying the tracks for that now, and they know that they're going to make a large amount of money in so many years. It's just like a college degree. If I get this college degree in 4 years, when I come out, I'm going to make so and so. There are people who are doing the same thing. There are people doing the same thing, but you throwing away these dudes because they're not CEOs. as if the CEO wants you. That's what I don't get. The CEO, listen, the CEOs of these Fortune 500 companies, they're not checking for you. The NBA players and NFL players, they're not checking for you. They're not. A lot of those guys are just running up into these females and leaving them. You don't look like Kobe Bryant's wife. You don't look like Vanessa Bryant. You can't even come close to looking like Vanessa Bryant after her kids. You don't even look nowhere close to that. You don't look like Vanessa Williams when she was 21. Have Vanessa Williams now? Huh? You couldn't get a Rick Fox if you tried. They would pay you no mind. None. And if they knocked you off, they would just knock you off and dip on you. Look at what Ray Caruth did to his baby mama. You can't get those. You can't get those men. They're not going to wife you. You don't look like LeBron James' wife. That specimen of perfect beauty. You don't look like that. Just look at her. Go and look on her Instagram and look at the way she acts. And you know she got some fire in her. You know she done threw hands with somebody at one time or another. But you've never seen LeBron James' wife out of pocket. Never. Never, not once. Name me something that she has said out of pocket. Especially now, this white woman just jumped on LeBron James. What does wife say? She say anything? No. She don't need to. That is a whole wife. Holding it down. A lot of you women ain't gonna match that. You don't even have the mental fortitude to match that. Even if you had the looks, you can't match that. I'm just saying, big ups to Kevin Samuels. And I'm glad he's giving it to these females raw. You know what I'm saying? Because they too busy chasing dreams that are never gonna happen. Get yourself an everyday average dude. I don't care about your house. Nobody care about your doctorates. So what? I've dated women who are millionaires. You think I cared? They asked me to marry them. I told them no. I didn't care. I didn't care about their money. I had one woman take me to France and England. You think I cared about her money? No. She wasn't what I wanted. I ain't give a dang about her money. I didn't care about your money. That don't move me. You know, if you can get around on your own, I'm glad for you, but that isn't what moves us. Can you be a wife? Do you know how to be a wife? Do you got a recipe book? You know? Have you invested any time on learning how to be a wife? How do you dress? What do you smell like? You know what I'm saying? When you get up in the morning and all your makeup is gone, what do you look like? Because if you have to take off a leg and an arm, okay, then, you need to let me know that now. Because I might be okay with that. Oh, you was in a car accident or something happened and your leg is, and you got to, hey, we'll be one-legging it up in that piece. I'm not mad, but I knew that before we got all the way to third base into the altar. Now I know you got one leg. Okay, boom, bam, whatever. This is my one-legged wife. What's good? I'm saying. Some of y'all gotta know how to present yourself. Look, your posterior is not the most valuable thing about you. It's your mind. Some of you out here listening to Cardi B and her WAP. Black people are the ones who made that the number one song of the nation. What kind of ridiculousness is that? And a lot of you want to run around talking about you got some Whap. And look at what good it's doing you. What's it doing for you? You getting a couple dollars off of a side hustle? You getting a couple dollars off of a side hustle and you think that is whap? Y'all stupid. Stop being stupid. You know what stupid means? Stupid is when somebody willingly decides not to make a conscionable decision to their benefit. That's what being stupid is. See, dumb, somebody is born dumb, they can't help it. Stupid, you can actually help it. You can actually choose not to do something stupid. If you run up into the White House when you're not supposed to be there, that was stupid. Okay? If you saw the Gorilla Glue girl put Gorilla Glue in her hair and then mess herself up, and then you go and put Gorilla Glue in your hair, that is stupid. When you throw away a good guy, who's holding it down for you and loves you the best way he can, by God and country, just because you were bored, that's stupid. That's just stupid. When you want to have threesomes with strangers and then cry about you don't know who the baby daddy is, you're being stupid. When you want to go out here and be a lying and cheating, good for nothing whore, man and female, you're being stupid. Yeah, the guy put it on his lips. Stupid. I saw that too. Matter of fact, when I read the caption, I didn't even bother to look at the film. Because I don't want that in my house. I don't want to give my mind over to that. If they're doing it because the girl got 18 million views and now she's getting paper, they're clout chasing. People stop being stupid. You guys out here who are single and you want to deal with some of these crazy women, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're going to start fishing, brothers, especially if you're 50, let me just put it like this. If I was going to start looking, my preference would be in between 28 and about 35. That's my preference. But you can get a bomb 45. I ain't gonna lie. I've just been introduced to so many, because I've been dating older women since I was younger. But you can get yourself a bomb 45 and she can turn you out. For real. She can have you talking about married to the heartbeat. But if you're gonna start dating these women, man, don't sleep with them. Don't sleep with them. Because you'll be spiritually connected to them. You might not want to do that because you got all of the spirits that came with her. So don't do that. I mean, you might want to rub on her a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't sleep with that girl. Don't sleep with her. You know what I'm saying? Things gonna get hot. It does what it do. You're lonely. You get hard. She gets moist. But, if you can help it, don't sleep with them. And date a few of them and be open with them. Yeah, I date you. I date her. I date. Just let them know I date. I don't have to explain it to you. I date. You date. I date. I don't ask you what you do once you leave here. I date. I go out on dates. So what? You know her. Who cares? You keep complaining. I'm not going to date you. She'll win. Whatever. But watch their attitude. Truckers get cold. Watch their attitude. I mean, just watch, keep your eye open. Watch their family. Here's another thing. Watch their family members. I mean, you're already aware of the baby daddies, and if that gets crazy, but their family members, if their family members, are out of their damn mind, then you're marrying into their family. This is what's going to be coming into your house all the time. You're going to come home and her cousins is going to be sitting in your house. You're going to be like, why are these men sitting up in my house eating my food? Oh, these are just my cousins. Be like, so what? Why are they here? And then you're going to have to fight with them just to get them out the house. And they're going to have their kids there, and everybody eating your food. Nobody paying for nothing. This is not what you want. If she doesn't know not to do this, then you don't want nothing to do with her. Because anybody can be in the house. Next thing you know, your stuff is gone. I'm just saying, watch the family members. Watch the kids. You're not their daddy, but, you're their guardian. You let them know. Like, I'm not just... If they hit you with the, you ain't my dad, be like, you know what, you're absolutely right. And the next time I go to the grocery store, you're not eating anything that I buy. Now what, little brat? You don't have to put up with that. If she doesn't know enough not to teach her kids, not to talk to you like that, then you don't need to be with her. Because that's what you're marrying into. And you'll be frustrated because you got to watch this little girl roll her eyes at you until she graduates high school. Who wants that? I'm not feeding you. I'm not going to feed some little nasty attitude little brat girl just because she's your kid. I'm not doing it. I'm out. I'm leaving. Y'all can have it. I'm not obligated. There's no obligation from me to put up with your children if you don't know how to get your children right. If I gotta come in here and your children are giving me attitude and you think it's cute, I'm leaving. Y'all, peace. You don't need me. If that woman doesn't act like that you are valuable in the house, then you leave her. Leave her. Don't marry, because that's what you're marrying into. Leave that woman immediately. Don't negotiate. If you see it more than 3 times, it's over. You tell her every time, look, this is wrong. Your kids are acting a fool. And if she tries to argue with you or try to give an excuse, oh, they're just tripping, they'll be fine. Okay, boom, happen again. Listen, your kids are cursing, and all kids do that. Okay. Listen, your kids done, talking to me sideways. Oh, you know how kids are. You let her know pretty much right about then. And when she starts seeing your clothes disappearing, you know what I'm saying? And then you not coming home because you done got yourself an apartment somewhere. You show up every now and then she gets the point. And you stop paying bills on wherever you're at and be like, I got my own spot. Y'all have a good life. Bye. And that's that. Don't tell her where you live. Don't forward your mail there. Get a P.O. box. Get your mail from the P.O. box. You're not obligated to deal with somebody's nasty attitude. I don't care who they are. That's it. Just because they're kids doesn't mean that you have to deal with them. Oh, they're just kids. Okay. They're your kids, though. They're not my kids. They're your children. So you're going to have to deal with your children and make your children presentable to any man that you want to come in here and help supply for these children. If you don't do that, then you do not need a man. And that's it, and that's all. Your little girl needs to know how to present herself to the man who's coming in here and taking care of her and making sure that she's, every year, her school clothes, boom. She tight. She in the 6th grade? She tight in the 6th grade. She got her old dresses. Her shoes is tight. Her, You know what I'm saying? She got her little jeans, her little blouses. Boom, boom. She set up every day of the week. She got a whole different set of Oshkosh or whatever the hell. She boom. She ain't got no Walmart special on. She Sean John or whatever the hell they wear now. She tight. Every day she go to school, she tight. She got her lunch right. She fed in the morning. She hit the door, get on the school bus. She cleaned. She got everything together. And you mean to tell me this little brat is talking to me crazy? No, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not gonna spend thousands of dollars on this kid. Make sure she right. Make sure ain't no little boys out there punching her in the face, taking her little money for lunch, because that's what they do. Robbing her, some little boy across the way, stealing from her. Then I find out that guess who's got to come out and talk to her dad? I have to. I got to come out and talk to her dad. And the woman got to go out and talk to the mom. And if the dad jump bad, then guess who's going to do what? Because if he knocks the hell out of you, then I'm standing there. That ain't right. But if I'm not there, you know what I'm saying? He knocks the hell out of you. You got nothing. And don't talk about you going to get your gun because everybody got one. But you got nothing. You got no one to back you up. You just got slapped in the face. And your little girl in the 6th grade is going to get robbed again. But if I come outside ready to throw them fangs on the first person that says what, it's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? We rolling in the street. Boom. At least they know that somebody gonna roll with them in the street if they touch my little Mika. They put their hands on Mika again, we gonna be rolling all day, my G. That's all there's to it. We gonna be wrecking cars. My Tahoe is gonna be sitting in your living room. We gonna be doing whatever. Let's go. If you want that noise, put your hands on Mika again. Let's see what happens. That's what you need. That's the type of energy you need. So this little brat better not be talking to me crazy. She might not say not one word out of line. She better have some goddamn respect. And if you don't teach your little kids that, then you do not need a man to come in your house and protect, you and yours. You can do it all by yourself. You tough. You got all these women and feminists hyping up these women to be by themselves. Fine. Be by yourself. Because I'm not outside rolling with nobody's daddy for you just to come home and be disrespected. I'm not doing it. I'm telling you brothers, man, you brothers look at their family, look at their kids. Their kids ain't right. If they got brothers, just arbitrary brothers just come out of nowhere, up in your taking your car, you know what I'm saying? Where my car at? Oh, my brother is he even your brother? Like, who's he? He's my brother on my, he said, we just call each other brother. Well, you already know what it is. There's a good chance he knocking, she cheating. Now you report your car stolen. You talking about somebody just borrowed it. No, I ain't never told you could drive it. She did. It's not her car. Car's in my name. Boom. Call the police. You know what I'm saying? Press charges on them. Absolutely 100. Y'all not running game on me. You are correct. I experienced that. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to experience that. See, I saw that coming a while ago. I had a woman, like I said, was interested in me. But her little girl had a smart mouth, and I told her point blank, I'm not. She's like, marry me. I was like, no, because your little girl don't like me. I said, I'm not putting up with that. I'm not. Now, I done met some beautiful kids. Beautiful. Just, hell, I love them more than I love their mother. Because they were just so respectful. And they were just so nice to me. You know what I'm saying? They made me feel like I was needed. You know what I'm saying? They were just beautiful. And I like talking to them. And we just got along, man. And I asked them about what they learned in school, like a grown-up supposed to. And what you do in math class. And, just chilling. Just some very respectful kids. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the kids who are the total opposite of that. So I love being around respectful children, because those are going to make some great parents one day. They just are. But disrespectful kids, you want your kid to turn up. And I don't know why women get off saying that their child is so bad. They think that's good. Oh, he's so bad. Like, that's good that your child's bad? Like, when did that become a good thing? No, that's terrible that your child's bad. It's the reason why you're single. It's the reason why the baby father ain't here. Because you like the opposite of what you're supposed to. And you probably picked the wrong person to mate with. You picked the wrong guy to mate with. Now you got ridiculous. It's very draining and a waste of time. Yeah, don't do it. You brothers, if you gonna go out here and start dating, it's a good chance that the woman you date is gonna have kids. If there's some good kids, rock with her. If the kids are respectable from jump, call you mister. You know what I'm saying? Ain't all out in the street. When it's time to come in, they come in. Clean up their room. Kids have messy rooms, but when it's time to clean it up, they clean it. Like, yo. Tamika, you need to go ahead and get that room together. Yes, sir. Boom. Mike is on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's the kid I get some J's. You know what I'm saying? Just little things. Like, yo, Mike, can you get that room together? Yeah, no problem. Boom. I get that kid a PlayStation in a heartbeat. What you want? It's your birthday coming up. What you want? Shoot, I was looking at that PlayStation 6. I was like, oh, that's $600, Mike. What them grades looking like? Mike show up with them good grades. I'm like, all right, you still can't fade me in basketball, but nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? I get it for him. I'll be like, and I let him know why I got it. It's not because I live here. It's not because, me and your mother is in this situation. I don't have to do this. And I'm going to do it because you're a good kid. You get good grades. You're respectable. You ain't out here in the street. You know what I'm saying? You know how to throw hands, but you ain't doing it. You protecting your little sister like you should be. You doing everything that you should do at your age. You know what I'm saying? When I need to talk to you, you turn the TV off. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike, can I holler at you for a minute? Dude is 12 years old. He like, yeah, hold on a second. Boom, get the TV. What's good? You know what I'm saying? I get that kid what he want. There's no question about it. I won't even blink an eye. I'll be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Talk to him about whatever's going on. He might have some issues. I might not even have nothing on my mind. I just might want to talk to him just so he can get something off his chest he might have on his chest. Y'all, let me talk to you for a minute. Bo, what's up? You doing all right? Everything going all right at school? Your homies good? Anything you want to talk to me about? What you got? This is me and your time right now. What you got? You know what I'm saying? Take him out. You know what I'm saying? Shoot a little ball with him so he can get something off his chest. He might be a little tight about something. Help him get that off his chest. Boom. And then, be good. As far as a little 8-year-old girl, her too. Have some, what's popping? In the living room, though. Never in any of their rooms, because I'm not with all that. You come out here and talk to me. You want to talk to me? In the living room, right here. Boom. Everybody talk right here. What's good? What's popping? You all right? You 8 years old. What's up? She tell me what's good, what's on her mind. I'll be like, okay, some of that your mother's got to handle. But anything else, anybody messing with you? Ain't nobody messing with you. All right, then. Go on and play about your way. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Your birthday's coming up. What you got? What you want for your birthday? Oh, some white Tims? I don't know about getting you no white Tims. You might be shining harder than me. You might be shining too hard, but I'll get her some white Tims. I'm just saying, good kids, I takes care of them, even if they ain't mine. Now, some people might think you look like a whole sucker, but the thing about it is, when you my age, the good chance that you gonna run into a woman who got babies. It just is what it is, bro. It doesn't make her a bad female. That's just what's available to you. There's nothing wrong with it. If she got good kids, heck, they could be an investment. Because if you marry old girl, no kids grow up, they gonna turn around and thank you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna turn around and thank you. They hit 2021, they done. They out of school, out of college. They ain't gonna forget the person who held them down. Like, yo, you helped me down, you held my mother down, you held my sister down. I'll never forget that. Like, you get sick, they gonna come see you. You might need a little help getting around the house, they gonna come help you out. That's how it go. That's the way it's supposed to go. That's what I'm saying. Don't sleep with these women right away. And if you date sisters like I do, I mean, they beautiful. They built, especially after they had some kids. They got their body all. You know how it go when the woman have kids, her body get thick. You like, I'm gonna go get a blue pill and handle this. Nah, bro, don't do it. Just chill, just date her, just see where her head is at, man. See where her kid's head is at, see where her family head is at. See what her dinner game is like. Because if she pop up with ramen noodles, I'm just saying, see what her day and see if she's consistent. Because she might cook for you just to try to impress you, but she really don't cook like that. You gonna find that out the hard way. My brother-in-law married my sister, and she calls on him to do everything. I said, when you married her, he said, but I ain't know it's gonna be like this. I'm saying, be careful, brothers. I'm gonna go ahead and go because I got groceries. I gotta take some of these groceries inside. And we'll talk about the Kevin Samuels effect again. Thank y'all for stopping by. I appreciate y'all. Peace.